Long before the floodwaters covered the earth, a hidden drama unfolded. A tale that reveals the existence of beings who defied divine law and altered the course of human history. This is the story of the Watchers, a group of angels who descended to earth, enchanted by the world of humans. Sent to be guardians, they became something far more dangerous. As they took human wives and fathered the Nephilim, giants with incredible strength and insatiable appetites, they set off a chain reaction that would end in catastrophe. The Book of Enoch, a text shrouded in mystery, records their rise, their rebellion, and the cosmic judgment that followed. And what if this ancient narrative is more than myth? What if it holds truths about humanity's origins and the forces shaping us even today? Hey Celestial Seekers, welcome back to another deep dive into the unknown, where we explore ancient texts, mysterious legends, and the hidden truths about our past. If you're as intrigued by mysteries of the ancient world as I am, make sure to stay connected with our Celestial Chronicles channel. Let's journey together into the secrets of Enoch and the fallen angels. The Book of Enoch paints a picture that's different from any you'd find in the conventional Bible. It begins with a group of angels known as the Watchers, who were originally sent to observe humanity. But the Watchers didn't remain passive observers for long. Drawn in by the beauty of human life and tempted by desire, they crossed a line forbidden to them. They entered into relationships with human women, creating offspring who were unlike any beings before or after. These offspring, the Nephilim, weren't ordinary children. They were giants, powerful and terrifying, with abilities and appetites that soon became a danger to all life on Earth. They weren't just larger humans. They were beings of extraordinary strength and knowledge, able to manipulate the natural world in ways that no human could. The Book of Enoch describes them as consuming resources and ravaging the land, leaving humanity struggling to survive. Their birth marks the beginning of a great corruption, where the knowledge and power meant to be held by the divine alone were now influencing the earthly realm in destructive ways. So why did the Watchers break their divine duty? What drove these angelic beings designed for purity and purpose to turn their backs on their mission? The Book of Enoch hints at deeper motivations: fascination, temptation, and perhaps even ambition. The Watchers taught humanity forbidden arts, revealing secrets about the heavens, metals, weaponry, and enchantments. Was this an act of kindness, an attempt to improve the human condition, or was it an experiment in control? By introducing this knowledge, they blurred the boundaries between the divine and the earthly, and humanity was never the same. The Book of Enoch tells of the Watchers, angels sent to observe humanity from afar. But instead of remaining distant, these celestial beings found themselves drawn to human life. Fascinated by human beauty and emotions, they decided to come down to earth and interact more closely with people. This choice wasn't a small decision. It was a breaking of divine law, a choice that set them on a path of no return. According to the story, around 200 of these Watchers gathered on Mount Hermon, where they made a pact to act together, ensuring none would turn back once they crossed this line. What happened next changed everything. The Watchers began to take human wives, forming families and creating a unique offspring known as the Nephilim. These children of divine and human origin were different, giant beings with powerful abilities, unlike anything humanity had ever seen. The Nephilim were not only physically strong, but also seemed to possess a heightened sense of intelligence, making them both impressive and terrifying. But why did these Watchers, beings of light and order, go against their divine purpose? The Book of Enoch suggests that it was more than simple desire. Perhaps it was a search for something deeper, a chance to experience life as humans did, or maybe even an attempt to create beings that could reflect both worlds. This action, however, blurred boundaries that were never meant to be crossed, and it opened a doorway that changed humanity forever. The story invites us to wonder. Did these Watchers hope to elevate humanity by sharing their knowledge and presence, or did they unknowingly set events in motion that would ultimately lead to chaos and destruction? Let us know your thoughts. Do you think their intentions were pure, or was there something more behind their choices? The Nephilim, the children of the Watchers and human women, were unlike any beings seen before. They grew into giants with incredible strength, towering over ordinary people. But their power came with a cost. As they grew, they began to dominate and control, their sheer size and force causing fear and chaos. These beings were not just physically imposing, they were intelligent and carried the knowledge taught by their watcher parents, skills that humans had never encountered. They knew how to forge weapons, control mystical forces, and interpret the secrets of the stars. Instead of using this knowledge to uplift humanity, the Nephilim brought hardship. Their hunger was insatiable, consuming resources and exhausting the land. When food ran short, they turned to violence, battling each other and terrorizing the people around them. Their influence spread corruption across the earth, transforming peaceful communities into societies driven by greed, war, and power struggles. It was as if the very balance of nature had been disrupted. But what was the purpose of this forbidden knowledge? Did the Watchers believe they were helping humanity by teaching them these skills, or was it a means to control and dominate? The Book of Enoch suggests that while some knowledge can be enlightening, there are dangers in revealing too much too soon. The Nephilim's presence on Earth became a symbol of this danger, a reminder that certain boundaries exist for a reason. Could the Nephilim be linked to legends of giants, titans, or demigods found in other ancient stories? Many cultures speak of powerful beings who brought both knowledge and destruction. Share your thoughts. Are the Nephilim a cautionary tale about power, or could they be echoes of ancient memories from other parts of the world? As the Nephilim's corruption spread, the world began to suffer under the weight of their violence and greed. The Book of Enoch describes how the chaos and suffering became too much, reaching a point where even heaven could no longer ignore what was happening on earth. In response, God decided that it was time to bring judgment on the Watchers and their creations. This judgment was not only a punishment, but also a way to restore balance to a world that had spun out of control. God sent 4 archangels, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, to confront the Watchers and their offspring. Michael, the leader, took charge of capturing the rebellious angels. These Watchers, who once walked freely among humans, were now bound and cast into a dark prison where they would await their final judgment. Their actions had consequences that went beyond human suffering. They had broken cosmic laws, and now they would face the repercussions of their choices. But what about the Nephilim, the beings born from this forbidden union? The Book of Enoch tells us that they too would face judgment. Many of them perished, and their spirits were left to roam the earth, becoming restless and bringing further trouble to humanity. Some believe this part of the story explains ancient beliefs about evil spirits and hauntings, as the spirits of the Nephilim were left without a place to go. This tale of judgment isn't unique to Enoch. Similar stories exist in other cultures, like the Greek myth of the Titans, powerful beings who were also cast down. Is it a universal warning about the dangers of unchecked power? Or is it just another myth? The story raises questions about divine justice and whether it exists to punish or to restore balance. Do you think this judgment was fair? Or was there another way to deal with the Watchers and the Nephilim? As corruption spread and the world fell deeper into chaos, God decided on a drastic measure to cleanse the earth, a great flood. In the Book of Enoch, this flood wasn't just about punishing human sin. It was a response to the influence of the Nephilim and the forbidden knowledge passed down by the Watchers. The Nephilim's unchecked power and hunger had turned the earth into a place of constant violence and suffering, and God saw that a reset was needed to restore peace and balance. The flood would wash away the corruption, both human and divine, and give humanity a chance to start over. But not everyone was meant to perish. God chose one man, Noah, described as pure in his generations, to survive and carry on the legacy of humanity. Unlike the people around him, Noah had remained untainted by the influence of the Nephilim and the fallen angels, making him and his family worthy of starting anew. The flood story appears not only in Enoch and Genesis, but in other ancient cultures as well. Myths of a great deluge are found across the world, in Mesopotamian tales, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, in Hindu traditions, and in Greek mythology. Could it be that these flood legends all point to a real ancient event, one so impactful that it left its mark on civilizations everywhere? Or is it a shared human story, symbolizing a cleansing, a fresh beginning after corruption? The Book of Enoch suggests that this flood wasn't just divine punishment, it was a way to protect creation. By wiping out the Nephilim and the influence of the Watchers, God was giving humanity a second chance. This judgment was also a reminder of the boundaries between the divine and human realms, boundaries that even powerful beings like the Watchers couldn't ignore without consequences. Was the flood a necessary act to bring balance? Or was there another way to deal with the chaos on Earth? This question lingers, inviting us to consider the reasons behind such drastic action. What do you think? Was the flood an act of wrath or a way to restore harmony? The Book of Enoch remains one of the most mysterious texts in ancient history. Unlike many other religious writings, it was left out of the standard Bible, only surviving in the scriptures of Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity. This exclusion has led to endless debates and speculation. Why was this powerful book, with its detailed stories of the Watchers, the Nephilim, and the Great Flood, left out of the traditional biblical canon? Some say it was too controversial, with themes that questioned established beliefs and ventured into uncomfortable territory. The Book of Enoch covers ideas that go beyond standard teachings, describing cosmic battles, rebellious angels, and a hidden history of humanity's earliest days. Its contents would have raised difficult questions about the nature of angels, divine justice, and the boundaries of divine and human realms. The book tells a story of beings that defied heavenly rules and of a world impacted by the consequences of that defiance. Perhaps early religious leaders feared that these stories would confuse or even challenge the faith of believers. Yet, despite its exclusion, the Book of Enoch left a deep mark on ancient Jewish and Christian thought. Fragments of the text were discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls, showing that certain Jewish groups saw Enoch as a valuable, sacred text. Even in early Christianity, references to the Watchers and the Nephilim appear in the letters of apostles like Peter and Jude, suggesting that Enoch's influence lingered in the early church. In recent years, the Book of Enoch has sparked new interest. Scholars and enthusiasts wonder if its tales of angels and giants hold hidden truths about human origins, or if they're simply powerful myths meant to warn about pride and forbidden knowledge. Could the stories of Enoch connect to similar myths in other ancient cultures, or do they speak to a unique vision of humanity's ancient past? Whether one views the Book of Enoch as divine wisdom, myth, or something in between, its mysteries continue to captivate minds around the world. What do you think? Is the Book of Enoch a glimpse into a hidden history, or just a lost story of imagination and wonder?